Ahoy me hearties, and welcome to Imaginerds. Today on Imaginerds we're going to be talking about 10 fun facts that you probably didn't know about the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at Disneyland. So this year, 2017, marks the 50th anniversary of the original Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at Disneyland in California. So, to honor that, I thought we'd talk about 10 things, 10 fun facts, 10 tiddly tidbits. I thought we'd talk about 10 things that you might not have known about Pirates of the Caribbean, the attraction. Here we go. Number 1. Now, this is more for the future generations of Disney fans, not so much for the hardcores. But the ride, the attraction, actually came before the movies. And I can't stress that enough. And it's confusing now, since when the movies came out in the early 2000s, in 2006, they decided to put elements of the movie back into the ride. So that's why you see characters like Barbossa and Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones integrated into the attraction. But the ride did come first. It came out in the late 60s, so that's the source. That's where it comes from. But I know as time goes on, that's going to get more muddled. Number 2. So this attraction was not originally the ride you see it today. It was not meant to be a boat ride attraction. It was actually going to be a walk-through attraction, kind of like a wax museum, where you'd see figures of famous pirates and learn about the history of pirates that were in the Caribbean. But since the New York World's Fair in 1964, where they showcased the Abraham Lincoln animatronic figure, the Disney Imagineers thought it was a much better direction to make it a ride with audio animatronic pirates to tell the story. And thank goodness that they did, because I don't want to be walking any more than I have to at Disneyland. So, nice work. Number 3. So, Pirates of the Caribbean was actually the last attraction that Walt Disney personally oversaw. It actually came out 3 months after Walt Disney's passing in 1966. Walt Disney passed in December of 1966, and Pirates of the Caribbean opened in New Orleans Square in March of 1967. Number 4. Disney legend Xavier Atencio was actually responsible for a lot of the ride that we see today in terms of the writing. He pretty much wrote all of the dialogue, all of the good, like, pirate dialogue and puns and things that you hear throughout the ride he wrote. He was actually a Disney animator that Walt Disney saw writing potential in and brought him over to Imagineering to work on attractions. And so he also wrote the Pirates theme in the ride, the yo ho, a pirate's life for me. That whole song, he wrote that. He also wrote the song Grim Grinning Ghosts for Haunted Mansion, another New Orleans attraction. And he's also a featured voice in the ride. He plays the voice of the talking skull that you see above the archway before you go over the first waterfall. Number 5. So this attraction is about pirates. And pirates were not good people. Historically, not very kind, loving people. And they definitely showed that in the ride. And over the years, scenes in the ride have had to change due to what audiences found family-friendly. So there are scenes that had to be changed since like the 1990s. For instance, the scene where the women are chasing the pirates around in circles actually used to be the other way around, where pirates were chasing giggling maidens. Who knows why? So yeah, they had to change some stuff around, and so the women are now chasing pirates that are carrying looted items like food or treasure or whatever. And so there are things like that they had to change to make the ride maybe not as historically accurate, but a little more fun for the whole family. Oddly enough, the auction for a bride thing is still a thing though, and drinking rum and burning towns and shooting people. But hey, fun for the whole family! Dead men tell no tales. Yeah, number 6. One fun story from the beginning of the Pirates attraction is when the Anaheim fire chief did a ride through of the ride, make sure everything was a-okay. He was actually kind of fooled by the fire effect that the Imagineers used. It's not real fire, and he thought it was, and so when he found out that it was just an effect, the fire chief actually asked Disney to install an automatic shutoff of the ride in the case of a real fire, because he felt that audiences might not be able to tell the difference between the Imagineers' fire and real fire that will burn and kill you. So, if the ride catches on fire, automatically shuts down so everyone can know to leave. What number are we on now? 7? We're on 7. Before you enter the attraction, in the wrought iron railing above the entrance of the ride, you will see initials for Walt Disney and Roy Disney. And that's because above the Pirates attraction is actually what is now the Disney Dream Suite, which was going to be an apartment for the Disney family when for business or family stuff, just to stay in the park. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Number 8. And so, since we're talking about pirates here, I thought we would also talk about treasure, and New Orleans Square took about $15 million of treasure to make, which is interesting because that's actually the amount that the real Louisiana Purchase cost. And so about $8 million of those dollars were just for the Pirates attraction. Number 9. The actual facade of the ride is inspired by the Cabildo building in Jackson Square in the real New Orleans, which is where the real Louisiana Purchase was signed in 1803. And then finally, number 10. So no good list of fun facts for Disney movies and attractions is complete without some good hidden Mickeys, or Easter eggs. But in this case, just hidden Mickeys. And there are a few throughout the Pirates attraction. The first one is when you're going through the waterfall with Davy Jones on it. If you look on one side of his hat, you'll actually see barnacles in the shape of Mickey Mouse. And then as you go through that waterfall, you'll see the scene with the pirate ship shooting cannonballs at the fort wall. And if you look to your right on that fort wall, you'll see these holes made by cannonballs in the shape of Mickey Mouse. And then the final one is when you're going through one of the last scenes where the pirates are shooting at each other on cannons and barrels of explosives and dynamite. If you look to your left, there's 2 breastplates of armor, and in the middle of one of them, there is a little Mickey Mouse motif. So that's it, guys. There's 10 things you might not have known about the Pirates attraction. If you like this video, click like down below and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the fun content here on Imaginerds. And we will see you all next time.